Welcome back, everybody. It is semi-final number 2. We had an absolute cracker of a first semi-final between the Zambezi Steelers and Old Hararians. It took a kick in extra time to win it by 2 points. Old Hararians claiming their spot in the final. But it's all about Old Georgians who are playing from right to left in their red and black colors. And the Pitbulls, the defending champions. Well, this is going to be an absolute encounter. My name is Tariro Chawafambira and I'm joined in commentary by Sydney Savanu. Sydney, well, it doesn't get better than under 20 clashes between the Dragons and the Pitbulls, does it?
Yes, it does, certainly. TC, the cream de la cream, the best that our Zimbabwean rugby has to offer. Shama Jackson, looking for that extra break. Now Dylan calms things a bit as he finds the big, he sits one down. Pitbulls, oh dear, he loses the ball in contact, but we're going to go for the first infringement. The referee signaling player not releasing. TC?
Yeah, Talent Gandiwa, very experienced referee, knows exactly what he's doing. And some have been calling this the final before the final, Sydney. Old Georgians versus the Pitbulls. Well, I think they're right in saying that the one who comes out victorious today has a strong chance of winning the final next weekend, but they will have to go past Old Hararians. So 3 points on offer here for Old Georgians under 20, the Dragons. Early points on the board is one thing that both sets of coaches would have spoken about. And from 40 meters out, this is a big kick to take an early lead in this second semi-final. Taking his time, lining up this kick. The connection is good. Is the accuracy good? Yes, it certainly is, Sydney. What a kick. 3-0 up they go. Perfect way to start a rugby game.
Perfect way to start a game indeed. TC, that is Tino, another player who's being said by the fans that he could be a possible or a probable player to get into the under 20 final team that is going to participate in the Bathurst Trophy. Now Philip Chimaka with a restart kick, ex-Waisaho student, now playing at 10. Although I spoke to him, he said that he prefers to play the fullback position. But here we go. All Georgians looking to play themselves from their 22. Now Dylan with a long pass. And Tierney kicks it to Philip Chimaka. Philip Chimaka is presses to the fullback. Fullback looks for the 50-22, the bounce, but straight into the hands of the blindside winger to his oh my God. He makes a mess out of it. Tino, come on, get yourself in the game.
Well, after such a fantastic kick for Pauls, that one just coming off the side of the boot there, but he does get a decent amount of space upfield. It's just 3 meters before the 10-meter line, and it will be a Pitbulls line out. Early stages in this encounter, Old Georgians getting a penalty kick over a couple of minutes ago, which makes them lead 3-0. Pitbulls with the line out now. One thing the Pitbulls will do is they will try and run you tired. And here they go, running rugby. They don't go for the maul. They have a big carry there. He bashes his way forward. And they're pursuing the blind side with the big boys. And here we go. He beats one defender. He beats a second. This is going to be the first try of the game from the Pitbulls. They don't deal in 3-pointers, Sydney. They deal in 5-pointers.
Yes, obviously looking for those 5-pointers. That's what is important to them. But look at the structure, how they played off a set piece. An easy set-piece move. They find the blindside flanker, went in for a crash ball. Then from there, they played the short side. Then you could see a little bit of stepping, a TC that got the defender off balance, only for the lock to get those extra 5 points.
Well, it was really, really well done on the blind side by the Pitbulls. The big boys doing the job, offloading. You'd think if the biggest boy on the park gets the ball, he's going to bash his way forward. But no, they offloaded. They appreciate the fact that someone else is in a better position to attack, and that's why they got the 5-pointer. With the kick to come now to make it 7, and they do make it 7. Pitbulls take the lead, 7 points to 3. What a game we have here, Sydney. Georgians, though, need to sort that defense out because, quite frankly speaking, that was poor.
Porous defense from the team in red and black. They've got a lot of work to do. Remember, they are playing for a final spot here at their backyard, Old Georgian Sports Club, with a lot of work to do. As you see Tino there, just to get us underway with a restart kick. But, you know, you could tell by the way that he kicked that defensive kick, looking for touch. He wasn't confident enough, and it resulted in a try. So Tino once again with another opportunity, and that's a better kick from him, but straight into the hands of the vice captain. And here comes the little Smith on the pitch. Oh dear, Tafadzwa Dewa. But this is where Ziso, that's where what he's good at, getting into contact. Chimaka clears off the lines, but a good take by the blindside winger who is looking for that 50-22, but he could only find the hands of a Pitbull player who's looking for that outside space.
Yeah, and advantage is out for the Pitbulls. That was a high tackle up above the shoulders, and it's rightfully blown by Talent Gandiwa. They got to keep their tackles low. Discipline is going to be such a crucial part of this second semi-final. It is the Paramount Garments Under-20 League. We've reached the business end. Old Harareans overcoming the recently promoted Zambezi Steelers. But let's just chat about their season so far, Sydney. What a season it's been, from being promoted into the Premiership this season and making it to the semi-final. Yes, they would have loved to make the final, disappointed, but I think they would be happy with their first season in the Premiership.
Yes, certainly, TC. I thought that we could arguably say that was the breakout team of ODA. The vice captain there, the scrum half, Tafadzwa Chataika, just losing the sight of the ball, it resulted in a knock-on. But just coming back to what you were saying, TC, earlier on, the Pitbulls, you know, just 2 points shy of that final spot in the Harare Under-20 Paramount League. But let's talk about their journey, right from the Division 1. And just to come from the Division 1, everyone was just anticipating that, you know, they would just maybe survive the relegation. But today, they were playing for a final spot.
Yeah, especially given the start to the Premiership that they had. They lost a couple of games early on, but they managed to get back into it. I mean, beating Old Georgians and securing their spot in a semi-final. They'll be hurting after the loss today, but I think they can hold their heads high and they'll be back stronger next season. But it is the second semi-final. Old Georgians leading 3 points to 0, courtesy of the boot of Tino there, fly half. Pitbulls making an unforced error, not catching the ball, but they now have an opportunity to try and get 3 points of their own in a kickable range. But we did mention how the Pitbulls love running the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they opt to go to the corner here and get their backs into action after winning the line-out. No, they're going to go for poles, Sydney. So they realize the value of getting points early on.
Yes, you need to keep that scoreboard pressure up. Jeff Matake, you know, barking instructions at his boys. And Philip Chimaka just listening and playing according to instruction. He's looking for those 3 points. He's a good kicker. I mean, I watched him play twice out last year. Man, what a player he was. And he managed to earn himself that under-18 Zimbabwe Academy jersey. But now, with his second kick of the game, the first one was good. This one, oh dear, it was short, but only to find the hands of Tino. Bit of fake and go. But look at that pressure. Now the Pitbulls attack. And there we go. Oh my God. They score. Rather, that was double movement. But Sharma Jackson looking for that outside space. We know what he can do. He goes for the up and under. But Philip Chimaka was there to clear off things. And here comes the fullback with a fleet foot. And he attacks that side. Does he have enough in the tag? Oh my God. He leaves it for dead. But only for a all Georgians player to clear off the lines. But the ball is still available. Oh my God. Big hits coming in. Then the referee's arm is already out. Now Ziso to clean up things for Pitbulls. But Talent Gandiwa, he calls it for offside.
What a passage of play we've had, and it hasn't stopped yet. The Pitbulls inches close to the line now. It's been frantic couple of minutes. They surely are going to get in here. It's one of the big boys, and they're over! The Pitbulls are barking. What a passage of play, as I mentioned earlier. It started with Sharma Jackson getting his way through the Pitbulls' defense. He put in a chip kick, and that was where it all turned for all Georgians. It was snapped up by the Pitbulls. A great 50-meter run upfield, and after that, it's history. Pitbulls are in with a try, with the conversion to come.
Yes, Felice Maka to kick the conversion. His first kick was not good, but let's talk about that run by Brandon Gwenzi, the fullback. I mean, my God, this is what we call super rugby stuff. This is the stuff that you can only on TV, and we're giving it you live right here at All Georgians Sports Club, right here on Sports Extra.
No, it was a good run from Brandon Gwenzi. And the key thing for me there was he spotted the space, he made a good decision, and it came out well for the Pitbulls. And this to make it 9. Oh, looks like it's shaping to the left. No, it's hit the upright, and it's over. What a game we have here, Sydney.
Philip Chimaka, you know, an incredible player, man. I'm such an admirer of him. I mean, he's playing off position. He prefers to play at fullback. But now that Fatwa is not around, he just said to his coach, you know what, I'm going to occupy that number 10 position. And so far, he's doing a very wonderful job for his team, just getting that stretch lead, those extra 2 points. Now it is Pitbulls 14, All Georgians still to respond. 3 rather. They got the first 3 points from Tino, the young lad, with that restart kick. And this time around, he kicks it right into space. Oh my God. But the vice captain, the littlest man on the field of play, is being held up. But no call is the call. So it is a defensive scrum to the team in black and white. Nwadike just, rushing to the scrum. For a moment there, I just thought that he was a wing. The number 8 from All Georgians.
It's scrum time, and the Pitbulls managed to get their ball here, and it's a kick-up field because they were playing in the amber zone, and can they get a counter-attack here? Very lucky to get away with that, but bundled up by 3 Pitbulls players, and the penalty is blown against all Georgians. Probably needed to kick that back at the Pitbulls. They'll go for territory now, hoping they get enough upfield to try and launch an attack. But we look at the scoreline now. It's the Pitbulls who've crossed the chalk twice, and the Dragons just have the 3 points to show for their efforts here. And it's been all about the Pitbulls so far. Just that solitary 3 points that all Georgians have managed. Pitbulls showing their dominance, making an early statement that they really, really want to be in this final next week. 14 points to 3. They've got the line out. Is that in straight? Talent Gandiwa is happy. Trying to recycle the ball now. They've got numbers stacked out to the right here. And a bit of a show and go for one of their leaders in the side, but he's well stopped. Almost like he ran into a brick wall there. They pursue the short side, and there's another big carry. He breaks the gain line, takes 2 or 3 to get him down, but that's diving over the ball, says Talent Gandiwa. So it's been a little bit of ill discipline from both these sides, Sydney. Early on, they really need to sort that discipline out, especially in these knockout matches. You need to be on top of your game in terms of the laws of the game.
Yes, certainly the Pitbulls were looking for that early lead, but seems as if they've taken their foot off the pedal. That big carry by Machimbo, another young lad who has been exceptional at this stage here at the Harare Paramount Under-20 Rugby League. But all Georgians now, with the set-piece move right on the 50-meter mark, and it is Malandu, ex-St. John's College student, also played at Zimbabwe Under-8, the Zimbabwe Under-18 Academy Week down in South Africa. He gets for prep. But I remember him during his prep days, he used to play a number 8, an incredible player as well. He made it into the Zim Under-18 Academy Week. So it seems as if, to him, it's just, getting the national team colors is something that is quite, easy for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I had the pleasure of coaching him at the Harare Provincial Under-13 stage. And you could see the fire in him as well, Wayne Malandu. He gets unfortunately, he gets that one turned over. And this is where the Pitbulls are very dangerous, Sydney. They know when to pass. There we go. There's the Gwenzi. He cuts it back in. This is champagne rugby from the Pitbulls. It's almost like they're dancing around cones. Takes Justin Gemmell to put in a big tackle there. But they've still got numbers stacked out wide. It's just a matter of getting the ball out, and they should cross the line at ease here, and they do. Pitbulls are in yet again. It's going to be a long afternoon for the Dragons.
But let's talk about that, that soft hands, being displayed at its best by the Pitbulls. Everyone can pass the ball from the forwards, the backs. TC, good decision with the ball in hand and soft hands, accurate pinpoint passes from the Pitbulls. And it was Machimbo who crossed over the whitewash. But Philip Chimaka to add on the conversion.
Well, old Georgians need something to work out for them here, because just those 3 points, since then, it's been all Pitbulls, making a very, very strong statement in semi-final number 2. And we have a fantastic crowd in today. People loving the rugby, enjoying the action. And boy, oh boy, it's been an absolute fantastic time, Sydney.
Yes, wonderful time here at all Georgians. And let's talk about the conditions. TC, perfect conditions for rugby. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. We hope that the rain is not going to spoil this game. But just coming back to what is happening on the pitch, Tino with the restart kick. And this time he tries to go short. But straight into the hands of the Pitbulls player. And Tefadzwa. He releases his forward who breaks 3 tackles. Look at that leg drive. TC is still going, and it takes 4, 5 all Georgians players to bring him down, but straight into the hands of Philip Chimaka. Another big carry by the loose-head prop. Ziso, he spills it over for a knock-on. But let's talk about that leg drive earlier on.
And what I loved about that leg drive, Sydney, was the body position. He was low, ball was away from contact, meaning there was no chance of the opposition turning over that ball. And his teammates came to assist him. Man, he gained 10 meters quite easily there. But all the kids watching at home, that's the body position you need. That's the leg drive you need, and the support you need from your teammates.
So a leg drive without the support of your team, the support has got to be right, TC. But now, this time around, all Georgians with an opportunity to attack, with another player who's been impressive, who goes for a loop run. He created some magic. Oh dear, not this time around, but we're going to come back for the first infringement. And that is illegal scrummaging. from the Pitbulls. So all Georgians with another opportunity to, and it looks like they're going to go for post, but discussions are still happening. Malandu is favoring to go for post.
And I understand their decision to go for post, Sydney, but 3-pointers are not going to win them this game. They need to make a decision. Their leaders on this team need to back themselves, back their teammates to go to the corner, to try and get a maul, set up a maul or something off the top, because simply speaking, 3-pointers are not going to win them this game.
Certainly, TC, but I would like to disagree with you. Look, at this point, what you just need is to keep that scoreboard ticking. You know, reduce your areas. Hopefully that you get a lucky break and maybe get those extra 5 points. But at this point in time, just get that scoreboard ticking so that you can be able to reduce your areas. Look, Tino, almost the same position but different direction. I'm sure that should be a pretty straightforward kick to him.
Yeah, I absolutely understand you there, Sydney, but in the context of this game, Pitbulls have managed to score 2 tries. All Georgians have not managed to score a try, and they haven't looked like they're going to score a try. And that's my worry. You need to make your opposition think you're going to do something. You want to do something. Dealing in 3-pointers, Pitbulls won't mind that at all, especially the fact that he's missed the kick. They got to make sure they try and go for maximum points, and you can only achieve that by crossing the whitewash.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But let's see how this match pans out. Because remember, this is only the first half, TC. So Philip Chimaka scanning for where space is and is giving a signal to Tafadzwa Dewa in his traditional red scrum cap. But he kicks it right into the hands of Tino. Oh my God, he misses one tackle, but a big steal by the Pitbulls right on the breakdown. Another pick and go, and looks like penalty players leaving off it, but the referee says play on. A little bit of a slow ball, and another big lad. Takes 2 old Georgians players to bring him down, but Tefadzwa, he releases the hooker Takudzwa Furusa. This time around, equally met with all Georgians defense. Philip Maka changes direction. Oh, almost passed an intercept there. And here comes another player, was gifted with pace. Nwadike cleaned off from the ball by Ziso. Dewa goes into contact. Another barrage of attack by the Pitbulls. So we're going to come back for the first infringement.
And that's such good officiating from Talent Gandiwa. He noticed there was a little bit of gamesmanship from the Pitbulls scrum half, threw the ball into a player in an offside position, and he warned him, if you do that again, I'm going to penalize you, but I will go back to your advantage. Very, very good refereeing there from Talent.
You know, that little scrum after Fazo Tiger from Pitbulls, you know, is a tricky player. He's always plotting and scheming against you. So, Talent Gandhi was spot on. So, big shaft from the Pitbulls. Here they go. Look at them milking out a penalty. The front row is up. Any moment from now. Yes, the referee. Chimaka, but however, we're going to come back for the first infringement for illegal scrummaging. All Georgians being found guilty. You know, their scrum. Let's not talk about how the Pitbulls have got good ball handling skills, very physical on the breakdown. You know, they're gifted with pace. You know, they've got players all around it. They play the all. You know, we call it total rugby. But you know, let's talk about their scrum, the most important aspect of their game.
Well, Sydney, I'm one who's been very critical of their set pieces. But on this particular occasion, well, they've proved me very wrong. That was a perfect scrum, a brilliant tight head. Talent Gandiwa had no option but to award them the penalty. And their lineouts as well in this game so far, they've been good. Not as good as they want them to be, but they've been good enough. And this is another brilliant launch pad for the Pitbulls.
So, Pitbulls, the hooker found the jumper and he breaks blind. Dylan to cover. Big tackle came in. Flag is up. And he's getting... But it looks, I don't think he's well, TC. His teammates tried to pick him up. But it looks, he's holding his belly area. So it is a defensive line out to all Georgians. So bodies on the line by the blind side winger from all Georgians. And trust me, he's really, really in pain. TC. He put his body on the line for his team. I believe that it is Jerome Joseph. Putting his body on the line in that tackle earlier on. So it's good to see him that he's up on his feet. Just had a heavy collision with that hooker from Pitbulls. But it's good to see that he's up on his feet. So Wayne Malandu to throw. And it is a perfect throw. So Dylan, Nwadike is there to provide the support. So all Georgians looking to play themselves out of trouble. This time around finding Tino, who clears off his lines and does a good kick that travels over 70 meters. TC?
Yeah, often coaches will tell you, for it to be a good kick, make your defenders turn. They made him turn there, and look where they're playing the ball now. Great territorial advantage, and Malandu just says, excuse me, you're in my way. But he's brought to ground. And all Georgians, I repeat, desperately need to get 5 points here, just to play into the minds of the Pitbulls team here that, hang on here, we can also score tries. And they're still going just into the Pitbulls half now. Gemmell doing his job, shipping the ball out. And there comes the little error, the knock-on, and Pitbulls will love this because they love running the ball and they will do it. And Georgians' defense needs to be on the ball here. It's the big boys. It's been a very, very physical game so far. You can hear the collisions out on the park there from where we're sitting in the commentary box. It's put to boot. It's a good one. It lands in field. Is it going to make it to touch? Nwadike is under pressure. He's surrounded by two Pitbulls players and he knocks it on. What a kick. What a result. As they say, a kick is only as good as its chase. What a chase there.
What a chase there. But my question is, what was Nwadike doing there? Where was the fullback? Where was the blindside winger? The young lad was supposed to occupy that position. Look, he's a number 8. The only option that he has is just to run into contact. But if it was an outside back who was there, he was supposed to kick for touch. He was isolated. He had no option, and you can't blame him for that.
Goes out to game awareness, doesn't it, Sydney? Game awareness. You've lost possession of the ball. As outbacks, you need to know, you need to track back. And the Pitbulls fly off. Credit to him. He noticed the space behind. He put it on the boot. Accurate kick, and credit goes to Nwadike because he noticed that his back three are not there. He tracked back, but unfortunately for him, the pressure was too much. It's a scrum now for the Pitbulls in a very, very dangerous place for Old Georgians. And they're going to put the shove on here, waiting to see the arm of the referee. It's out already. It's a penalty advantage. What are they going to do here? Try time! Wow, they are bossing it. Every aspect of the game here, Sydney. Scrum time, open play, line-outs, in attack, in defense. Old Georgians, well, they have a lot of work to do.
Old Georgians being totally destroyed there by the Pitbulls. But talent Tafadzwa Chataika just waiting for the forward to drive over the whitewash. All he had to do was just to put the downwards pressure, and the referee had no choice but to award that try. So Philip Chimaka, in a different sport, so far only missed one kick. Can he stretch the Pitbulls lead to 21 points? So this time around, he misses, unfortunately. But Pitbulls, there seems as if they're running away with it, TC.
No, absolutely. This first half completely belongs to the Pitbulls. I think the Old Georgians players and the technical bench can't wait for halftime so they can re-strategize and hopefully come out with a different plan, because the first half plan has been absolutely squashed by the Pitbulls.
Yes, hopefully that come second half, it will be their half. But you can tell from their body languages, shoulders dropping. Most Old Georgians players, they've got hands on their hips now. But with a long restart kick. And now Pitbulls with displaying the good ball handling skills. Right for Philip Chimaka to kick it right into the hands of the fullback. But here comes Tino. Oh, big shoulder coming in from his opposite number. Sharma Jackson. He goes into contact. Plenty of support for him from his teammates. Now Dylan, he sends it to the forward. Oh, decent carry by the open side flanker. Dylan once again with great service. Tino obtained him to go for that short ball. Now Pitbulls, they are, for the first time in this half, they are being tested. TC.
They are. This is good from Old Georgians. They just need to hang on to the ball. They need to continue racking up those phases, keep possession of the ball. Pitbulls looking very organized in defense, making their tackles. Needs to roll away, says Talent Gandiwa. And like I've been mentioning here, Sydney, do not go for the 3 points. Make a statement. And they've gone to the corner, and they need to do that because psychologically, the Pitbulls are all over Old Georgians. A try here would give their team the impetus they need to maybe fight back in this game.
Well, let's see how this line-out pans out. When Malandu, can he find his jumper so far? He has been blowing hot and cold, especially in that line-out department. But look, you have to take them as they come. So Old Georgians with the line-out throw. So Malandu, and they win out the line-out. And it is a tussle and a good leg drive by an Old Georgians player. And Talent Gandiwa has no option but go for release. Now Malandu, he picks it. They go and he scores. Is their captain. They reduce their areas to 8 points to 24 pending a conversion. But great passage of play. This is what they should have applied themselves right from the kickoff.
And I agree with you. I'm glad we're agreeing with each other now, Sydney. And what 5 points does right now in that huddle, the Pitbulls will be saying, guys, these guys can score 5 pointers. They need to do that. And all of a sudden, this also puts a spring in the step of the Old Georgians team. You won't see hands on hips now, especially if this kick goes over. This is what they need to do more of, especially for the rest of this half into the second half. The kick to come. The kick is good, right through the center of the sticks. We go to the halftime break, and it's 24 points to 10. What a half we've seen. What a half we've seen. Pitbulls mounting the pressure, but what a perfect way for Old Georgians to finish the first half with a try and a conversion. Sydney, your assessment of the first half.
Well, Pitbulls came on, all guns blazing right from the kickoff, and they scored incredible 24 points. But all Georgians came on late, a little bit later, especially in the first half, and you can tell that Madake is not happy by the way that he's working. He always demands, 100% from his boys, but this time around they've, conceded a silly try. So let's just wait and find out what's going to happen in the second half.
Absolutely. Well, 24 points to 10. There's a game on here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far away. Second half coming up shortly. The Zimbabwe under-20 head coach, Sean D'Souza, watching on here, enjoying the action, and they'll be in action a little later on this year. And chatting to him earlier, he did mention to me, watch out for our team this year. I mean, they've put in a lot of hard work. So have these two teams that are playing the semi-final, number 2. And Sydney, I can't wait for that Bartes trophy.
Yes, remember, Kenya owes us. They owe us this time around, and I'm pretty sure that our boys are ready. Remember, we've got the likes of Benoni Nakairo. He'll be playing his 3rd Bathurst trophy. And just to mention a few, Shama Jackson as well, another survivor from that slot. Last year's slot. So Pitbulls captain as well. And of course, a few additives. I'm pretty sure that obviously, I'm not the coach, but the likes of Wayne Malandu, but good steal. So the referee is not happy with that steal, so it is a short arm penalty. But just coming back to that conversation, TC, this time around, I think we do have a chance, considering the talent that we have, all the Hararians, and the size as well. Remember that in the last edition of the Bathurst Trophy, the 22, especially the 22 side, where it was, I believe, Alex Nyada Maunga, there was Sigauke, there was now Shingi, now playing in the French top 14, just to Marume, just to mention a few. We had good size, it was just a talented group of players. But this time around, it looks like we are just a few, centimeters from where we are in 2022.
No, it does. But even last year's loss to Kenya, I wouldn't attribute that to preparation or anything done wrong. I think the boys just did not pitch up on the day in the final. I mean, that squad was star-studded, wasn't it? Kenya were just hungrier, and as a result, they won it. And coming back to this game, if all Georgians are hungry, this scoreline can change. Pitbulls will have it in the back of their minds that it's just a 14-point lead that they have, which is 2 converted tries, Sydney. 2 converted tries, that can happen within 5 minutes, can't it? And here come all Georgians. They were playing under a penalty advantage for holding on. What an opportunity they have here to kick it upfield, to set up a line out, and to try and put pressure. Just chatting to a colleague at the halftime break, I mentioned to him, all Georgians need to score first in the second half, and what a kick that is. He gets his team about 30 meters upfield for a line out.
But let's talk about these weather conditions now. TC, it's a little bit windy and a little bit of drizzle. How does one has to apply himself, especially in these weather conditions? It's a bit windy. You can look at all the banners, the Paramount banners around the field. How does one apply himself in these weather conditions?
Well, I think the wind has picked up, yes, but in terms of it being still good conditions to run the ball, you can. The ball's not slippery. The surface is pretty dry. We've had a very light drizzle, but nothing to impact the surface and the conditions out there. So, yes, it looks like it is going to start pouring soon. Even more reason why Both these sides need to try and maximize Wayne Malandu while he pits in a very good carry and breaks the gain line. Gemmell going to the right. They've put a kick in. Sharma Jackson is chasing. That's a brilliant kick. Absolutely magnificent territory gained there by all Georgians. They need to try and turn over this line out because it is a Pitbulls throw in. And this is where the pressure starts to tell, isn't it, Sydney?
Yes, it is. All Georgians, they have to make these ones count. This is a half a chance. When it comes to world rugby, or the world of rugby, this is a half a chance. You win a line-out throw, or rather, you're in there on their 5 meter with a contestable line-out. So the jump is good from the flanker. I believe it's Shane Goto. So now Philip Chimaka is in the pocket, and it is a banana kick. Pitbulls on under pressure. And that ball, I'm pretty sure that he only traveled 5 meters. So all Georgians with the line-out throw. So play resumes. Wayne Malandu. Oh my God, he butchered it, Wayne Malandu. So it is going to be a short rather a short arm penalty. But here comes Pitbulls with a little bit of injection of pace. Philip Chimaka collects a loose ball. Tafadzwa. Pitbulls, they lose that battle on the breakdown. And it is an all Georgians player, Talent Gandiwa, inside of what is happening. Now all the Pitbulls players get stuck in there. So it is going to be a scrum down to all Georgians. All Georgians with an attacking scrum. So all Georgians on the attack. And here comes the inside center, Tadio Nashe Maradze. Change of direction. A little bit of fake and go. Talent Gandiwa arms was out earlier on. So Malandu with a big collision, he offloads the ball. Tino, can he go all the way? And he scores! All Georgians, they are right back in it.
We have a game, Sydney. We have a game on our hands. Pitbulls have conceded another try. That's a double now. All Georgians have scored in this game. Back-to-back tries. One late in the first half, a second early in the second half. And they believe now. They really do believe. The Pitbulls have it all to do now to restrict this Red Army from attacking. Very important kick, might I say. Mushumi, he's sticking around. The 7-star for the Zimbabwe Cheetahs, helping in the coaching setup for all Georgians. And all of a sudden, the Pitbull supporters have been momentarily silenced here at all Georgians because they can see that I think something is brewing here. PK is running back in absolute jubilation. The kick doesn't go over, but I don't think that will ruin the front football that they have, Sydney. 15 points to 24. What a game.
What a game, what a game. This is what we are anticipating, just that all Georgians, they were a little bit slow in their start. So now we are looking for the ball, boys. Seems as if There we go. The ball is right on the 50 mark. So Ziso just coming off. It's a good run, and that goes out of play. Pressure mounting now to the Pitbulls. It seems as if now, for the first time in this encounter, TC, the Pitbulls, they don't know what they're doing.
And that's what pressure does. The first half that they had, you know, and let's not forget, Sydney, these are under 20s. They are still that youthful exuberance. You know, you're leading 24 points to 3 at halftime. And all of a sudden the opposition score back-to-back tries. And it's game on. And that's fine, says Talent Gandiwa. The ball was out. He's not offside. Oh, you can see the momentum has definitely shifted here. All Georgians believe. And that's a good steal on the ground there. And just to remind you all folk watching, all Harareans have secured their spot in the final. And the winner of this game is the one that will join them in this year's Paramount Garments Under-20 final. And this is such a battle. They've got another penalty, Sydney, and now this is where I would say go for the 3. But they run it instead, and they're running it very well. He gets his team many meters up, eventually desperately tackled. Into the 22 they go, playing it out on the right side. Defense comes up quickly. Pitbulls scrambling here, all Georgians smelling blood. The Pitbulls are growling, the Dragons are flying. This is under-20 rugby in Harare. Out to the right they go, shifts it to the hands. Sharma Jackson, can he do something special? He beats one, he sends it in. This is good from all Georgians. 5 meters short now, they're still pressing on Talents in the way. He manages to evade him, and in the process of evading him, all Georgians score their 3rd try. And what a game we have here. It's the Pitbulls versus all Georgians, and ho!
Oh wow! Where did that come from, TC? Where did that come from? All Georgians resurrected from the dead. Now we've got a game on our hands. Tino, can he convert his own try? But let's look at how this move started. 50-50 ball, 10 over. Quick tap by the scrum half. He got those extra yards. A little bit of a crash ball, only to score right in the corner. So Tino, it seems as if it's their talisman today.
Well, I don't know who doesn't love rugby. How can you not love rugby when the under-20s are dishing out such entertainment? And the kick is as good as the try. It's brilliant. Oh my word. 22 points to 24. All Georgians are trailing by just 2 points. Oh my folk, we've been treated to a brilliant semi-final here at Old Georgian Sports Club. Sydney, we never mentioned, but Old Georgians are at home, and now they're playing as if they're at home.
And now Pitbulls just wondering what's happening to them. But it is a good restart kick. It is contestable. And Machimbo dives in with a tackle. All Georgians. Oh, good shot ball from the outside center. Malandu, a chicken in between packs. And all of a sudden, Sharma Jackson, but big tackles coming in. But they are still going. All Georgians with that front foot ball. Oh my, big hits, big shoulders are being put in by Pitbulls. Tino with a wide pass. And all of a sudden, there is an overlap.
I have one word for how all Georgians are playing right now. Belief. They believe. They are playing with belief, and they are linking up quite nicely. Here comes PK. He sends it off. It's now with their fullback. Pitbulls are scrambling. They are stacked with numbers.